It's time for the Nebraska Football Coaches Show. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsman placed product to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Also brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers.
Well, Eckley is inside his own 15. Barney at the Husker 30. Snap back to Eckley. It's blocked. Con blocked it. It's picked up. Carter Nelson. Touchdown Huskers. They came right at it. Nelson picked it up. 13-0 Scarlet and the Cream. High pit wheeling kick. That's returnable. Williams at the 5, far right hash. At the 10, angles left to the 15, 20. Has a crease. 25, 30. There goes Williams across midfield to the 40. Williams 20, 15, 10. Drag down from behind right at the 10-yard line. He was oh so close with no flags on the field from housing it.
Now, here's your host, Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome into the Nebraska Football Show. Another week as we get set for Minnesota. It's game week, a short week. We'll get set to kick it off on Friday night. Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. I'm Kyle Crooks. Very special guest. We're going to talk special teams, and for good reason, not just because of the man that we have sitting across from me and Coach Mike Eckler, but because it's one of the best units in the country. First things first, Coach, how are you? Welcome to these new studios.
Man, it's they're amazing. Tell you what, it gives me a little flashback. So walking in here, these were our old offices when I was here in 8, 9, 10, and looking out here, like right across the wall here, outside the door here was my old office.
So you did some walking around out here, see everything, all the new digs and everything. It's a lot easier to bring recruits up here and see all the things that you have in store for some of the future Huskers, right? When you look around here,
this place is like Disneyland, man. I mean, it's incredible when you look at all the facilities and everything that Nebraska has to offer. It's second to none.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's touch on your unit because it's been a fun start to the season, but you guys are just getting started here. Big game coming up against Minnesota. Let's start here. The locker room scene. Everybody saw it after Maryland. Kenneth Williams gets put on scholarship, has the big return, and he's a local story. Lincoln High was living in the Detroit area and moves here to Lincoln, and now he has a big role on this Husker team. When you think of a story like that, him getting put on scholarship, what comes to mind? And when you saw that in the postgame the other day,
that was one of the more special moments I've ever experienced in coaching. And you rewind it a little bit. I don't think most people know this part of the story, but I believe it was on Monday. We have a team meeting, and Coach always gets in front of the team, and he talks about what it's going to take to win, the keys to victory. Mm-hmm. And one of the keys is he said we need to score a touchdown on kickoff return. And he looked at Kenneth, and he said, "Hey, Kenneth, score a touchdown on kickoff return. See how that will change your life." Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me chills to even say it. But, like, Coach called it shot. And, like, when he had that return, I almost tackled Coach. I said, "You called that one."
Now, do the coaches around you feel some sort of fear because of the celebrations that you have? I know Dana sort of clenches up whenever after a big special teams play. You guys have had a lot of big plays, so you've had the opportunity to celebrate. But are a lot of the coaches scared to be around you when a big special teams play or any big play happens?
I don't know. I'm just kind of me, and I'm just enjoying it and having fun. And I'll tell you what, like when Con blocked that punt against Michigan State, I blacked out. I mean, I really did. I mean, I was like, I can't really recall what happened, so I can't be held accountable for that.
Well, it's one of those examples of what you do in practice, and it gets shown on a game day. You talk to anybody around the team and the program that week, everyone said we were going to block a punt. We knew Jameer Khan, we had the look, we knew that he was going to block a punt. And to see that happen on game day, what's the look in Jameer's eyes and Carter Nelson's eyes when he scoops and scores, and that entire special teams unit, that what you're preaching in practice, practical use, that was 6 points. That was a difference in the game.
It was cool. I mean, it was really cool. In a meeting, I believe it was on Thursday that before the game, I showed a clip when I was at Tennessee. We blocked one against Coach Saban against Alabama 3 years ago. Exact same look, exact same protection, exact same punt. And I put it up there and I said, "Hey guys," I showed a clip from practice of Ruck blocking it and then in the game. And I said, "Fellas, I've seen this movie before. This is what's going to happen." Mm-hmm. And sure enough.
Yeah. And those guys that play a specific role on special teams that eventually might play a bigger role on offense or defense. And a few guys that stand out to me, a Jameer Khan, a Jacob Bauer, a Carter Nelson, and there's a lot of guys that you can name, and you certainly have the platform to do so. But all those players that are carving out a role on special teams and the selflessness that it takes to be elite at that phase of the game, what do you see from your guys in the buy-in in special teams?
It's really cool. After the game, we get on the plane after Maryland, and Coach Butler is like, hey, Eck, I see JJ out there just wrecking shop, making plays and flying around. And I'm like, John, this guy's a dude, man. He is tougher than nails. He can run like the wind. And I said, he said, that's so cool because that's the step. You put it on film on special teams and he's going to be ready to roll on defense. And so that's coming from our defense coordinator. Mm-hmm. So that to your point, there's a number of guys like that. And all these guys are having a blast. They have a key role. After a play on special teams in the game, I can't beat them back to the iPad fast enough. We got our whole crew back there. They take such pride in it. And, we preached since day one. The standard is to be the best. That's the standard. And these guys have bought into that, and they work their tails off, and we're just doing our job. And I told them today, everybody's talking about, yeah, we're this, we're that. And I said, no, we're not. I said, we're 6 games in. We haven't done anything. We've done some quality things, but that's our job. And we will look up at the end of the year. I don't want to hear, Coach Saban talks about rat poison, right? People are patting you on the back, telling you, oh, you're this, you're that. No, we're just out there every single day working our tails off to get better and ultimately to do everything we can to help our team win. That's what I told Coach Rule the other day, too. My job is to take strain off of him. It's my job. And I take that serious. Mm-hmm. My job is to make Coach Rule the best coach in America. That's my job. And I take pride in that.
Let me ask you, passion for special teams specifically, where did that start for you, just overall, this phase of the game and being so into it and being such a great coach in that phase of the game? Where did that start for you?
Well, coming out of high school, I played baseball and football and went to Kansas State and went in there, walked on in football. And they said, hey, you're probably not playing your first year. And my mentality at that point was, all right, make a mistake. Put me on the field. Make that mistake. Because once you put me on the field, you're never getting me off. And first game, block a punt, make 3 tackles, never came off the field for 4 years. And that was my mentality. So it started way back when. That was my way to get on the field. And then it evolved into playing defense. Mm-hmm. So that's where the passion started. And then getting into coaching, all we are is teachers. And this game is not real difficult when it comes to the fact of the matter is you're either in block destruction mode or you're blocking somebody about 90% of the time. So when you can teach these kids, our players, those techniques that are required to do those skills, it transfers over in everything they do. And so the buy-in is huge. And from my standpoint, it's all about a teaching progression. It's breaking it down to the simplest, smallest details, and then teaching the kids to where it's muscle memory, and they get it, and they can. It's not like some sort of algebra exam. It's very systematic, very easy to understand, and then it's very multiple. Monty Kiffin, who's one of my favorite mentors, he always talked about multiple but simple. And that's what we are in special teams. When you break us down, it looks like we do a ton of different things. We don't. We're very multiple, but we're very simple.
That buy-in phrase, you've used that a few times. The transition to coming here from Tennessee, coming back to Nebraska, that buy-in from the players? Was that there right away? Did they have to earn? Did you have a period of time where you had to earn their trust over time? How did that work?
Yeah, that's just a progression. I could walk into any locker room in America, and that's the natural progression. First of all, you got to demonstrate to them that you can teach them and develop them. You got to earn that, right? Then you've got to earn their trust. And then once you do those two things, which take time, then they find out that you actually care about them, that you love them. Now you got something. Mm-hmm. And that's a recipe. So that's kind of what has taken place. But I walked into an unusual situation here because I walked into a loaded gun. I mean, Matt Rule, the culture that he established here long before I got here. I mean, I walked in, the discipline that these players have, the buy-in. I'm not so sure there's a better team in America. And when I'm saying that, I'm talking about these guys will lay it on the line for each other. And that's not me. Mm-hmm. That's Matt Rule. And that's Corey Campbell. And that's all, as Coach Rule said, the first responders who came in here with him. I just came in here, I knew it was year 3 with Matt Rule. I was like, you know what? I might as well go into Nebraska and win with him. Mm-hmm. He always wins year 3.
Yeah. We're just getting started here on the Nebraska Football Show here with Mike Eckler talking special teams. We have a lot more to get into. Of course, big game coming up on Friday night against Minnesota. Fans, as a farmer, challenges arise daily. With the new enhanced Channel seed brand, you can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Also, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. More with Coach Eckler right after this.
This is the commercial for Pioneer Seed Corn.
100 years ago, one seed changed everything. In 1926, Pioneer revolutionized farming with the first commercial production of hybrid corn. The one that started it all, the one that still turns heads, and the one that grows the future. This year, we celebrate a century of innovation. One big milestone made possible by one moment, one farmer, 100 seasons. See how it all began at pioneer.com/100.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Football Show, presented by Channel. As a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel seed brand. You can tackle them all, rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Kyle Crooks back with you. Very special guest talking special teams tonight. Mike Eckler is in studio with us, and Archie Wilson. He was the fascination for a lot of Husker fans and still is, coming over from Australia, long way from where he grew up, and to punt here at Nebraska. Just if we can go back to the genesis of that relationship, where that started, and we know the viral moment of him at the podium and missing his family and being a long way from his family. His family had been here for a couple weeks and got a chance to see him play at Memorial Stadium, but how that relationship was forged and how Archie's doing now with everything and adjusting to America.
Man, absolutely love this guy. It's been a relationship that started probably about a year ago. Mm-hmm. And we had a great punter at Tennessee, Jackson Ross, and Archie had a lot of the similar skill sets that Rossi had. So Archie was he was my plan to be the next guy there. Well, come here, and long story short, just skipping through a little bit of it, he ends up coming here, and I'll tell you, like, this guy is uber talented. And we were laughing today. We played 6 games. We've punted 13 times. Think about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, 13 times in 6 games, that's probably one of the lowest in America, if not the lowest. And so hasn't had a ton of opportunities. And you look back at Michigan State, we're punting into a 40-mile-per-hour wind. First ball he hits, he crushes it. And that sucker gets up and doesn't go anywhere. And then next one, he didn't hit a very good one. And then we get one opportunity last game against Maryland, and again, not a great call by me. And, it doesn't hit a great ball. So fact of the matter is, in the last 2 games, he's hit 2 balls that he'd like to have back. But you're talking about 2 out of 13. So that's not a bad percentage when it comes to that. And, he's never played football before. He's going to continue, and every single day he continues to get better and better. And we've got such a phenomenal special team staff with Brett Maher, who obviously was an All-American here, punter and kicker, played for 10 years professionally, and does an amazing job with both of our kickers and punters. Nick Humphrey came with me from Tennessee, who was a captain of our special teams there, who is phenomenal. Josh Martin, who has been here with Coach and has bin a special teams coordinator before at SMU and Arizona State. So we've got a melting pot of coaches who absolutely we're having a blast. But back to Arch, I mean, this guy, I've said it from the jump. I mean, he's going to be a weapon, and we'll look up at the end of the year. We're not riding a wave. We're not going punt to punt. And you know what? He hits a bad punt. That's on my tab. I'll own it. But when we look up at the end of the year, his body of work, people are going to go, wow, this kid is special.
I'm looking at the numbers, too, and one thing that stands out, we could talk about all the great returns and Jakori, and we'll get to Jakori. Only one punt return against you guys this year for -1 yards. How much of that is what Archie brings, his ability to roll out, get the coverage guys down there a little bit earlier? He has that banana ball that it's tough. You have to really focus to catch it, so returners maybe are more inclined to fair catch. When you look at that number, one return for -1 yards against you on punt, how much of that do you think is Archie and his toolkit?
I think a lot of it, but I'll go back to last year. I believe it was after our second game. We played North Carolina State, and we had, at that time, I believe it was 1,100 punt return yards, and we'd given up 23 in, going on to year 4. So we pride ourselves in that, and everywhere I've been.
Yeah.
And so our goal is to toss a bagel. And a bagel's a 0. I mean, that's what our kids, that's our goal. And so they take great pride in that. And by nature of what Archie does, we've got the Nebraska track team out there. I mean, we got Bryce Turner at tackle playing left tackle for us, and the guy runs at 10-2. I mean, he can flat out fly. We got Book over there. We got, Bauer. We got Branch. I mean, those guys can flat out go. We got JJ off the edge and Kahn. I mean, those guys, we're talking about some serious speed. And you got Carter Nelson, you got Heinrich in the shield, you got Vinny. I mean, like, those guys are 4 or 5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that affords you an opportunity rather than having a stationary punter where you have to put 300-pound plus guys in the shield. I mean, you're out there. I mean, those guys aren't going to touch anybody. So we've got, again, we call it the Nebraska track team.
Yeah, it's a very unique group, and part of that uniqueness of it is a Swiss Army knife like Jakori Barney. You put him back there on punts, and if anybody goes to practice and you see the level of energy, we saw the halftime speech that was out there in the post-game video, but the hype that he gives the field goal unit, specifically the kickers, and the amount of energy that he provides those guys. Jakori as a whole, special teams, what does he give that room?
There have been very few players that I've ever coached in my career that I can say I've truly enjoyed being around more. That guy's energy is infectious, and it's consistent every single day. NFL scouts, they ask 3 questions on average, any player that they're interested in. Number 1, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does he love the game? It's off the charts. I mean, it's not a 10. It might be a 20. I mean, he loves ball. Second question they ask, on the scale of 1 to 10, how tough is he? This guy, he's got a linebacker mentality. And then on the scale of 1 to 10, what's his character? Off the charts. I mean, it's so much fun to have a guy. It's not a halftime speech. That's him, 24/7, 365. That is Jakori Barney. And he's so talented. And he got up there at the beginning of the year, and he said, I'm going to lead the country in punt returns. Mm-hmm. And people kind of laughed. And they asked me, they said, what do you think? I said, I like that. That's my mentality. That's Coach Rule's mentality. And it's not false bravado. And people say that, I came up with this a few years ago, 99% of people in this world want to be great. Would you agree?
I'd agree.
Yeah, they're called damn wannabes. Everybody wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
About 1%, like Jakori Barney, actually put in the damn work. He's real.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got an opportunity to play this game for a long, long time. And I could not be more proud and thankful and grateful to coach a young man than Jakori Barney.
A conduit to your energy, because you have a lot of energy when you coach, and you could hear it through the radio just how motivating you are. But to have a player that sort of echoes that same mentality, I got to feel like that's huge for you. You could provide as much energy as you want, but if somebody in that group on the field that's playing in between those lines maybe doesn't have that same leadership or energy, that could be tough to bring that to the players. But Jakori, he's that conduit, right? That energy conduit on special teams.
Yeah, he's that energy guy on our team.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't matter if the defense is out there. I mean, it doesn't matter if special team. I mean, he's that guy. And I think you're just born with it. Mm-hmm. And that's just who he is. It's his DNA.
You mentioned Brett Maher, but what like difference maker having him in that room? High level kicker, punter. He's done it at a high level. It could be a lonely world when you're a kicker at this level. You hear a lot of noise because you only go out there, and when you talk about kickers, most time there's a lot of negative that's surrounded around it. How has he helped those guys, those three kickers in that room?
Brett Maher he's not a former kicker, not a former punter. He's a former football player. That's where it's different. I've been around a lot of kickers who, man, they just have just being honest, just a very soft mentality. Brett is like a middle linebacker. And his mentality, I mean, and that's kind of how he coaches in a sense. He's very detailed, unbelievably intelligent. And he's got all this experience from the mental aspect of it that he's able to transfer over to our guys. And I just sit there and I love it because it's very well thought out, and he's got an edge to him. And so his edge carries over to our guys. They got an edge. I like that.
And he's a Nebraska Football Hall of Famer now as well in the latest class. You were at that banquet.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I was at LSU with Bo Pelini, the short version of it is we recruited him. Mm-hmm. And so he and his family came on an unofficial visit to Baton Rouge. And then obviously we came here, and Brett ended up coming here. So that was pretty cool. I mean, you talk about a full circle moment.
Yeah.
You know, when Coach hired me, he said, Eck, he goes, you know, we have Brett Maher helping with the kickers. He said, would you be all right with that? And I'm like, are you kidding me? All right with that. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great story, and going into the Hall of Fame as well. So get reliable propane, fuel, and lubricants from Central Valley Ag for home, farm, or business. That is CVA. We'll step aside here on the Nebraska Football Show. One more segment left with Coach Eckler. We'll talk to Kenneth Williams as well as we continue on the Nebraska Football Show.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
At Woodhouse Hyundai, receive 0% APR for 60 months on select 2025 Hyundai models like the 2025 Hyundai Tucson. Plus, rest easy with Hyundai Owner's Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Visit us online at WoodhouseHyundai.com or WoodhousePlaceHyundai.com today. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra. Must finance with Hyundai Motor Finance. 10% cash down or trade equity and $299 doc fee due at signing. Available on gas and hybrid models. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Football Show, presented by Channel. Kyle Crooks back with the special teams coordinator. That is Mike Eckler. It's now time for the Alumni Hall Alumni of the Week. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop there too. Link in locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. This is somebody very near and dear to Coach's heart. Josh, take it away.
Stretch play to Bell, trying to get to the outside. Compton hits him and drops him at the 10. What a play by Will Compton. A loss of 2. It's second and goal.
And this, Coach, obviously your second go-around here at Nebraska. You were coaching linebackers here, and Will Compton was in that room. He's. Did you think he'd be a media star like he is now? Did you think that would happen?
Man, it was hard to tell. I knew he'd be successful, incredibly intelligent, unbelievable work ethic, and just one of my favorite humans ever.
What was he like to coach on a daily basis?
Oh, man. I mean, just you know the recruiting story. I mean, that's classic. But as far as coaching him, just amazing. His attention to detail, his ability to take information that you gave him in the meeting room and take it to the practice field, and it was just second to none. And really a cool story when I was done coaching, him. I left to be the defense coordinator at Indiana, and he was still here going into his redshirt junior year. I called him up before we played Ohio State, and I said, "Hey, Will, can you give me your breakdown of Ohio State?" Because he broke it down like a coach. And I put him on speakerphone in our staff meeting, and I promise you, his breakdown might have been better than mine. It was unbelievable. And I'm sitting there taking notes, and I'll never forget that. That was like one of those coolest moments ever. But it was just really neat. I mean, you look at what he did by playing 9, he'll say 10, but 9 years in the NFL, and just what an amazing story. I mean, the guy was just the glue in every locker room he went into, was a captain for Washington, undrafted free agent, which was ridiculous. But just really amazing, and it goes to show you that when you pour everything into it, and you can basically do anything you want to do, and it's just a really cool story.
For you, we mentioned the phrase "full circle" in the last segment, but coming back to Nebraska, place for you where this is where you're from. What did it feel like, this opportunity, but now to be back at a place that you call home, Nebraska?
Man, extremely special. Arrowhead, going into Arrowhead Stadium, and that place, 77,000 fans and probably 76,000 Nebraska fans. I mean, it was incredible. And looking up there and seeing my parents, that was a very special moment. But just to have an opportunity to come back here, represent the state that I'm from. I grew up going to these games, and grew up just dreaming of playing here, which didn't happen, and then to be able to come back and coach, and I know what it means to the state. I know what it means to the people in the state, and it's special.
Mm-hmm. You think of your story, and you think of the basic history of Nebraska, of walk-ons turning into stars. But when you think somebody around here who is a walk-on, who gets that opportunity on special teams, do you take an extra affinity maybe to a guy like somebody that's out there that's a walk-on that gets that opportunity on special teams? Do you say, like, that's a guy that I can get behind?
Yeah, probably subconsciously. I mean, I look at all these guys, and to me, there's no such thing as a walk-on. There's no such thing as scholarship guy, whatever. I mean, they're all Nebraska football players. But maybe subconsciously a little bit, you have a little bit, you're pulling for them. But again, everybody around here, you get what you earn.
Let me ask you this, because I remember I think Coach Rule had mentioned the first interaction, at least the interview that you had for this job, and what was that first interaction with Coach Rule like? What does he do that maybe is different than other coaches that you've been around? From an interview standpoint, or just an overall? Just overall standpoint.
Man, he is dynamic in front of the team. I've never seen anyone get in front of a team and be able to just captivate them and motivate and just be. He loves these guys, but he loves them enough to be 100% honest. Mm-hmm. If they're being soft, he'll call it out. If they're doing great, he'll talk about it. But he holds them to such a high standard, and he does not waver. You can be a star player, and it could be maybe the last player on the roster. Treats them exactly the same and holds them to the exact same standard, which this day and age is hard to do. Another thing that I think he's got an incredible ability. I said it earlier. I really do. I would be shocked if we're not the best team as far as the tightest team in America. And that's all him. I mean, he is a team builder. And these kids, I mean, they truly care about each other. They truly want to play for each other. And it's amazing this day and age. I mean, you talk about the transfer portal. You talk about NIL. There's a lot of different influences, right? But for somebody as the leader to literally direct them the right way and pretty much, tell them, hey, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to think, how we're going to respond. That takes a strong leader. And it takes a strong leader to have 130 guys on the edge of their seat with 100% buy-in. And that's what he's got an ability to do that. And I'm truly sit there in these meetings. Every meeting I walk out and I go, wow, that was unbelievable. I'd pay money to sit in there.
Well, let me ask you this as we get set to wrap up this segment. Short week, it can be tough for coaches. You really have to consolidate a lot of what you're doing. You play on a Saturday. Now you have to play on a Friday night. What's the next step for the special teams unit? You guys are playing really well, but like you said, there's a lot of ball left. There's a lot of things that you have to accomplish. How do you guys as a group take that next step now?
The next step is we got to dominate today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow. But it's the process. And so we're not looking down the road. I've got a meeting coming up here, and that's all I'm focused on. And then we'll worry about tomorrow when that comes. And it sounds like coach speak, but that's how we do things around here. Mm-hmm. And when you do that and you're not talking about what happened 2 weeks ago, not looking forward to this game in a week, you control what you can control right now, and you do 100 miles per hour, and you got to invest, and you got to be consistent. The hardest part as human beings is to focus and refocus. That's hard. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're battling every single day. And as a coach, as leaders, you gotta bring them along.
Have you always felt like this is what you were put on earth to do? Be a coach, be a motivator?
That guy upstairs, in my opinion, doesn't make too many mistakes. And I'll never forget, my wife and I moved to Manhattan, Kansas. We had 2 little kiddos, and we were going to raise our kids. We built our dream house. And about 2 weeks into it, I'm playing golf every day, and I look up, and I'm out on the deck, and I look up in the sky, and I'm like, all right. I said, this is what you want me to do, I'm going to do it. And we sold our house. I moved to Norman, Oklahoma, and took a job with Bob Stoops, and here I am.
Full circle.
Yeah. So 100%, this is where I'm supposed to be. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I love every minute of it, and I'm extremely grateful.
Well, Coach, loved every second of this, having you in studio here for the football show, and look forward to seeing you on the plane and getting out to Minnesota. Thanks for your time.
I can't wait. Appreciate you having me.
We'll come back with more on the Huskers Radio Network.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
Hey Husker fans, every grower's got that game-winning play. Maybe it's upgrading that old pivot, switching up the play with smart tech, or controlling water like a pro. Valley Irrigation's putting $100,000 on the line to back 2 growers ready to score big. This is your chance to get that $75K or $25K irrigation grant, plus a $50 parts or service voucher just for logging in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Visit valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. That's valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Final segment of the Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. As a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel Seed brand. You can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Had a chance to talk to one of those special team stars. That is Kenneth Williams. He lived in the Detroit area. He moved to Lincoln, went to Lincoln High. He was a track star, and that's where he was picked up by Matt Rule and this staff. Almost had that touchdown, 85-yard return against Maryland, and then put on scholarship. We talk about that and much more. Here's my chat with Kenneth Williams. All right, Kenneth, it was a really fun Saturday for you. I'm sure one of the craziest days of your life. Get put on scholarship after the game, the 85-yard return. Just take me through everything in that locker room post-game.
Oh, yeah, man. The locker room feeling was the best feeling ever. First and foremost, just being able to earn my scholarship, but most importantly, being able to celebrate the scholarship with my brothers.
What was that interaction? We saw it on video. Your teammates going crazy, and that's what makes it even more special. It's after a win. Your teammates are there. What was the interaction with your teammates specifically in that point in time?
Man, it was just all hugs and celebrations, man. Just nothing more like it.
Talking with Kenneth Williams, and I'm sure your family is a huge part of everything that you do. Just who's the first person that you're talking to? Did you get a phone call? What was that like? What was the first interaction with somebody outside of your teammates when you get that news?
Oh, yeah. After the game, I had called my mother and told her, and she was crying. She was just super excited for me.
And the interaction with how long was that phone call like with your mom? What were some of the things that were said there?
That she was proud of me, and the phone call lasted like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's a really, really cool moment. Now take me to the game. Special teams has been special this year. It's been something that's been really good for this team where it hasn't been in the past. You get that big kickoff return, almost take it to the house, 85 yards. What are you thinking? Are you looking up to the big screen up there as you're running to see who's trailing you? What's that return like?
Oh, yeah. So I was definitely just trying to run as fast as I could, looking at the big screen, and just, yeah.
Yeah. And for you, I mean, take me through your journey, right? So you're in Detroit area, Michigan, and you're now here in Lincoln. You went to Lincoln High. How did that come about? What was that transition like when you moved here to Lincoln, Nebraska?
So originally it started off my senior year. I was in Michigan, and I had a conversation with my pops in the kitchen, and it was really just like if I should stay in Michigan or come to Nebraska. And I was just pretty much telling him that if I came to Nebraska that I would earn my scholarship down here. And, yeah, that was pretty much it.
So you go to Lincoln High chatting with Kenneth Williams, and you're a speedster. So reading through some things, you get noticed by Coach Rule through your track speed, right?
Yes,
and your track and field and all the things that you were doing at Lincoln High. So what was that first interaction like with Coach Rule?
Man, it was a good interaction. It was definitely a good interaction.
Yeah. What were those early conversations like that you had with him when he shows interest?
That he was going to be – he pretty much was telling me that I was going to be special. I was going to play here, and he had something built for me.
And now you're here and you're making an impact. What does it feel like to put that jersey on, to make an impact, to have big plays, and to show some of the skills that you had in high school and now doing it at this level?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely the best. Putting on a Nebraska jersey and, like I say, going out there to compete with my brothers, it's the best feeling ever.
Coach Eckler, boy, he's an interesting cat, right? He's energetic. He's everything that you sort of need in a special teams coach. What is he like outside of maybe what we see on television, what we see around practice? Is there a normal calm side to Coach Eckler that we don't know about?
Man, Coach Egg, man, he always brings the juice, man. He's one of a kind for sure. He always has the juice, and he always brings the energy.
Yeah. Is there a coach that you've had that's been like Eck before? Like, that's brought the juice like him? Is there anybody that you can think of that's like him at all?
Nah, he's like I said, one of a kind. He's one of a kind for sure.
Return game's interesting for you guys. You got a lot of athletes. Yourself, Isaiah, Jakori, of course, on punts. How good is that unit? Like, how tight knit are you guys in the special team side of things? There's a lot of really good athletes here.
I feel like we're really tight. I mean, we all, like I say, compete and push each other to be better every day. Come inside and just being able to, like I say, push each other to be one better.
This team, how special is the chemistry of you guys? Road win at Maryland, something that, one score, road wins, -3 in turnover margin. It's hard to win those games. What's different, you think, Kenneth, about this team than maybe years past?
Like I said, just putting our best foot forward is probably our best thing that we do here, and just never beating ourselves up.
Is there anybody that could beat you in straight line speed? Because you are a track star. Like, do you guys, and maybe not during the season, but like springtime or when the season's over, you say, okay, like, who's the fastest? Do you settle that on the field at any point?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't think nobody could beat me.
No?
Nah.
If you had to give me like a top two, who are the two guys that maybe could give you a run for your money? Is Jakori there? Who else might be there?
I'll say Jakori, or I'll give Hiram out there too. He got some speed too, yes sir.
Okay. Is there trash talk during the year that like, hey, we're gonna settle this on the field? You're not I don't think you're a trash talker. I think Jakori is. But do you guys ever go back and forth?
Nah, not really. But like I say, it's still competitive. Without even saying words, it's still competitive for sure.
Final one, Kenneth, but going back on the road, back-to-back weeks on the road, how do you think this team is handled? It's a short week. You could throw all the adversity out there that might present itself. How do you think this team is going to handle things heading into Minnesota?
We're gonna handle it pretty well. Like I said, we're not gonna beat ourselves. We're gonna, like I said, just get one better each day we come out to practice and take it there.
Well, Kenneth, congratulations on the scholarship. Congratulations on the big play and more big plays ahead, and appreciate the time. Best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
That was a great conversation with Kenneth Williams. Always great to catch up with some of the unsung heroes, and that's the way you sort of put it with special teams, the third phase, but it's not quite unsung anymore. We know how important it is and the difference that it's made under special teams coordinator Mike Eckler. Great having him on for 3 segments. Full circle for him coming back to the state of Nebraska, coming over here from the Tennessee Volunteers. So great to chat with Kenneth and Coach Eckler here tonight. Fans, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner every day since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. We will have our game day coverage coming up on Friday, starting at 3 Central Time, kickoff a little past 7 Central from Minneapolis. Myself, Damon Benning, Jessica Coody, Ben McLaughlin, and the entire crew. So look forward to that. We will have Sports Nightly, full hour of Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, It's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
At Hoegemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hoegemeyer products at therightseed.com.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Good evening, I'm Christopher Sullivan Diaz, and our sports sticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. After competing in his second collegiate tournament at the ITA Central Regional Championships, Yari Lasila has won Big Ten Freshman of the Week for the Huskers men's tennis team. Another Husker News volleyball website, 900 Square Feet, announced Wednesday that it has named its annual Player of the Year award the Jordan Larson / 900 Square Feet National Player of the Year award. It will be presented in December. And finally, in the MLB tonight, the Seattle Mariners host the Toronto Blue Jays for Game 3 of the ALCS starting at 7:08 p.m. Central Time. Our sports sticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the Retirement Compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Weigel out of the gun, snap, turn, play fake, zips one left, leaping one-handed catch, tumbling in the end zone, Dane Key, touchdown, Huskers! Oh, that was a cold-blooded drive. Washington out of the gun, Fleming in motion right to left. Snap to Washington, game on the line, back to pass, looks over the middle, throws it behind Fleming, incomplete. Nebraska stands tall, and they're gonna win it. Turnover on downs.
Oregon serves, he's already got an ace. This time they pass her, middle back swing, Kenna Willard blocked. Who else? Rebecca Alec. Nebraska gets block number 5, and the Huskers up 24-16, set 2.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome back, hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. Kyle, how are you doing today?
Wow. What of an inspiring conversation with Coach Eckler. It was, every time you sit down with him in a room, it's just like I was joking before we started the show, not with Coach Eckler, but just talking to people that I'd mentioned I'm doing the show. I said, I don't even know if I need to have questions ready. Just sort of turn the mics on and let him go. And he was an inspirational guy. We got into his story of his guys, but the way that he just sort of like, I felt like I was ready to play on special teams. Now we all know I'm not. My knees would not let me play on special teams or do anything really semi-athletic for that matter. But it was a riveting hour.
But how are you?
I'm better now because I talked to Coach Eckler.
Aren't you supposed to say I'm great?
Huh?
I'm great.
So that's a story. That's another story. I think I know where you're getting at.
I'm setting you up for that. It went over your head.
Yeah, because you always ask me how I'm doing. That's all part of the basic contract of hello, how are you? We're on the radio now. So Coach Eckler walked in the room today as we got set to do our show. And he asked me how I'm doing. I said, I'm good. And in Coach Eckler's world, that ain't good enough.
Nope. They don't use, there are certain phrases you don't use.
It's
or
average,
words.
Language of the average. So I'm superb. Like I said, Coach, I'm superb. I'm excellent. I'm all the things that.
Fantabulous.
Fantabulous. I think he even threw that word out there. Interesting.
It's crazy though that, hearing that and then, run across people when you run through the building or whatever, when you're going to the training table or going over to do interviews, and you come across people and especially on the football staff or football team, like, how are you doing? And I've noticed that there's less goods, that it is. I feel like I've noticed that I'm great, how are you? And I feel like that's something that he certainly has brought to it.
Well, I think it's sort of a throwaway line now, right? When somebody asks you how you're doing, you could be doing terrible and you just say you're doing good. Like, that's why there needs to be a little emphasis, a little oomph behind it. Maybe I'm going to start thinking about my basic interactions nowadays and get rid of the word good because it's not good enough.
No, it's average.
It's average. The title of my next book, Good is Not Good Enough.
It's average. Oh, well, good stuff. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. I know that from the outside, and we talked a little bit about this throughout the week, but especially last night with Coach Butler and his being in the NFL. But a lot's been made of the shorter turnaround and the Friday night game and on the road. And I just, from my interactions, just seems, it feels like business as usual. It doesn't feel like this team is even had a thought that they even realize that it's a day less.
No, I mean, they still had their physical practices. They're going to have an extra practice tomorrow before they get on the plane. I think it's like stuck on a J4-minute practice today. I think it's going to be about a 38-minute flight. I was asking him how long the flight is to Minnesota. It can't be very long.
No.
It's not as long as Maryland was. We know that.
You won't be going to Iowa, but Iowa's like you just get on full, like,
that's sort of what Georgia was.
And then you descend.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're just up and then you're back down.
You're not even at a full ascent into the air.
Yeah.
And I asked Coach today, I said, are we still using that big giant plane for this? He said, yep. So we're still using the big, massive Gridiron airplane that we had for Maryland. But I think it's, and Coach Eckler in the conversation that we just had on the Coaches Show, it's all about the process with Coach Rule, and the process has not changed or wavered just because they're playing on a Friday night. I think the more things you change or you pretend that it's different, that's when you're going to fail, right? When you start to pretend like things are all that different. They're not. I mean, these guys are used to playing on Friday nights in high school. It could be a few years removed from playing in high school for a lot of these guys, but a lot of them are used to playing on Friday nights.
With that being said, there were a few tweaks in the schedule and a typical game week schedule. One of those being that Matt Rule usually meets with the media on Thursdays. He met with his final kind of chat and check-in with the folks covering Husker football today. And so had a couple clips we wanted to play for you here tonight. And we start with, this has been a big topic this week. And Kyle, we were chatting about it, off air about, Emmett's not like this is his first time back to Minnesota or, he's played Minnesota. It's just that he's the guy this year and he will have a lot of people in the stands. And so it's been a big storyline all this week.
Yeah, he has the opportunity to prove to people that he should have been a Gopher, right? Luckily for the Huskers, he wasn't, but not getting a scholarship offer, he wasn't really a part of that. I was looking at the rushing numbers. He didn't have a single rush in that 2023 game. So it's an opportunity for him to
I think he
show.
I think he was on the travel party. I think he's just there.
So I think that's what makes it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is now he's actually going to play and prove himself against his hometown team.
So Coach Rule today was asked about Emmett returning back home here on this Friday night.
He's a guy that, could easily be a captain for us based on the voting. And so he'll be a captain next year. So just excited for him to have a chance to go back home, play in front of those people. I think our Friday walkthrough will be at his high school, which I think is really cool. And my only thing to him has been just keep it football. Like don't get too high, don't get too low, stay neutral, and just play each play the way Emmett's capable of. And if you look at the last two games, when it comes to like carries with all of our backs, not scrambles and things like that, but carries, we're averaging 7.1 yards a carry versus an excellent run defense. So we'll need Emmett to be at his best.
I think that's one of Coach Rule's older shirts there. I think he needs a more slim-fitting one. It has like a double XL on him. He's not a double XL anymore. He's got to get himself a schmedium T-shirt.
I'm glad that I think he told this, but he got a little banged up when celebrating after the special teams touchdown, and I was chatting with him at the TV show, and he's back to working out. I think he had to give it a couple days rest, but he's back.
He hurt himself. Was it Eckler that hurt him?
I think it was Dylan after they were celebrating, but he's good to go. But he did have to give himself a couple days rest. But.
Yeah, he's it's a passionate bunch, but
and they do it together, and I think that's kind of it's been a big part of, I think, the camaraderie with a lot of the people in the staff. They go work out in the morning and get their day started that way.
I think Coach Rule said he's on a 3-day fast or something right now. So it's
very good for you. I do 24-hour fast.
24-hour fasts.
Mm-hmm.
What's the and we'll get to Emmett Johnson in a minute here. Well, what are the good things about a 24-hour fast?
There's a lot of benefits for different kinds of fasts. You can do 24, 48, 72 is
I've heard of intermittent fasting for bodybuilders.
Intermittent's
and stuff.
12 hours. You go 12 hours in between your meals. But the 72 is the one that the Dana White does, and it's I've tried it and I can't quite get there because once you get past, I feel like for me on the 24-hour, I can do that, and it's just cleanses your body, resets. It's proven to have a lot of big health benefits, but I've not quite made it to 72, so that's impressive for Coach Rule.
So a full cleanse, 72 hours, we're cleansing the body. Do we sit in a sauna or something like that?
Well,
Is that how it works?
you have to you can hydrate and drink like tea and black coffee.
You wouldn't be standing if you didn't at least hydrate at that point.
Yeah, no, you have to hydrate obviously, but not just water. Like you can do electrolytes and green tea is good and black coffee and but yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
And we'll get to Emmett Johnson in a minute. But guys, Camden and Josh, have you had these are big runners, by the way.
Yeah.
I think they're running a marathon
I don't
together.
know if runner's fast though.
No,
You got to fuel.
Sometimes, like Michael Scott, the episode of the Office where he does his fun run.
You're asking the wrong person on that.
Somebody can come on the mic where he eats fettuccine Alfredo before the race. He's carbing up, right, Josh?
Yes. Yeah.
So, Josh, have you ever done a fast of any sort?
I have, but not when doing anything athletic of any kind. So no, it was for other reasons. But yeah, no.
Okay, I guess I'm the only one in here because for me it would mean no training table, and that's out of it.
You can't do that
right away. That's right out of it. But that's so.
You
There's
could
a lot.
set it up to where you eat your last meal. If you just did the 24-hour, you could eat your last meal like noon, then go all the 24 hours, and then your first meal could be back at the training table.
See, I'm big. I don't eat after 9 p.m. But that's just more of like
because we get off the air at 8.
Dietitian. Well, I don't eat at all after 9 p.m.
Well, I really don't either.
Well, look at you. I thought I was accomplishing something.
Like 9 p.m. is late.
No, it's not. People eat after 9 p.m. Josh, do you eat after 9? You eat after 9 p.m.
I try not to eat after 9 p.m. It is not proven not to be good for you.
You looked at me like I had
like
7 heads.
This
like
big
people
crowning
eat.
achievement that you don't eat after 9 p.m.
Have you seen people eat after 9 p.m.? I mean, I don't know what we're talking about here. It's not like it is a rare feat. Anyway, Emmett Johnson heading back home. He was.
Can we start this show
I think
over?
we should just move on. I think Emmett's set to have a big game. I'll tell you that.
I do too.
Who the pick to click was out of the three of us? I was the one who had Emmett, and I was the last one to pick.
Yeah, well, I think because I've picked Emmett twice, I think already. So try to spread it out a little bit. You also have not picked anybody on defense either. Look, it's not just
Smart.
Emmett. I think we can give a lot of credit to Emmett, and rightfully so. But I also point to the offensive line coming off the performance that they had. I think they're starting to gel, figure some things out. Just the more that you stick with those two tackles where they are, and hopefully Pritchett's, trending in the right direction health-wise, and is 100% come the game. But also the three inside have given him such good looks. Like, just give him a little bit of a hole, and he's done such a good job of reading it, being patient and waiting it, and then hitting it, and then he's really hard to get down.
Yeah, he was over 6 yards per carry against Maryland as a whole. They were 6.4 per carry, rush for 193. That's far and away the best rushing effort they've had in Big Ten play. It's a Minnesota team as well that's had issues with stopping the run. So if you look at their Big Ten numbers this year against the run, they give up 175 yards per game. It's a small sample size, but that's 15th in the Big Ten. So that tells me that they have some issues up front. They dealt with some injuries. They have a couple of really good linebackers, a good pass rusher and Anthony Smith. But against the run, stopping it consistently in Big Ten games, it was an issue against Purdue. So I think that's where Nebraska's going to look to take advantage of.
Okay, the next clip we want to play for you from Coach Rule as we get this thing back on track and stay on track, hopefully. How about the streak of freshman quarterbacks that the Huskers have seen? They saw Bryce Underwood with Michigan, and last week with Malik Washington, and this week with Drake Lindsey. So he was asked about these freshman quarterbacks that they've been facing.
Yeah, you see a lot of teams moving away from hey, let's bring in a one-year guy and starting to say, hey, let's go get a great freshman. And these freshmen are saying to themselves like, hey, he's a redshirt freshman. Obviously, hey, there's great opportunities at all kinds of schools. And so I thought all the players we've played against have done a great job. I think the thing with the quarterback we're facing this week is he's got a big-time arm. We go back to hgoing to high school. I studied when they're freshman quarterbacks. I watch their high school film and watch everything. A guy can throw the ball 80 yards. He can make every single throw. He's going to throw the ball up for 50-50 catches. It'll be their wideouts versus our DBs down the field. And so he's not necessarily a guy who can move, but he's a gamer. When I say move, he's not a guy who's going to run and kind of like the young man from Michigan State, Michigan, or Maryland. But he's going to get the ball out. He plays really fast with his brain, makes a bunch of really good pre-snap checks. we'll have to hold our disguises inside of 15 seconds because, that way they can't. Young quarterbacks you like to talk to, like we don't talk to Dylan. We don't say, hey, it looks like it's one high. Dylan's being trained. We're training Dylan to be an NFL quarterback. We don't steal signals and say, hey, they're in this coverage. We don't tell them the coverage. It's up to Dylan to recognize the keys each week. And so when we face a freshman quarterback, it's always about, hey, can you disguise inside of 15 seconds? We anticipate most teams that go against us go tempo. We have to knock out the tempo. And I think the biggest thing when you face a young quarterback is you got to stop the run so that they don't have a run game to get to. And really one run, outside zone, has been the one run that's hurt us. Outside zone and quarterback draw are the runs that have hurt us. They're an outside zone team. So we have to do a great job versus their outside zone to turn it into one-dimensional, just like every team does. And but don't minimize the fact that this is like a young star, and he's playing really well. And he's not even a freshman anymore, really redshirt freshman. He's played 6 games, so they'll have him ready.
And they are not shy with him either. I mean, they throw the ball at a really high rate. I think they throw the ball about 58% of the time. And the issue with him has been accuracy, only a 60% completion percentage. You want to add context to it. So he's throwing the ball 188 times this year. Dylan's throwing the ball 188 times this year. So they've thrown the ball the same amount that Dylan has thrown. Drake Lindsey, the young redshirt freshman quarterback, has thrown. There's a lot of different looks. This is another, like Coach Will said, it's interesting in the transfer portal NIL world. You would think you'd get more one-stop shop quarterbacks that come in for a year or two and then sort of set themselves up for the NFL. But in this case, you've seen a lot of young quarterbacks becoming starters now, which I don't think is the case in a lot of other leagues.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Hey, it is officially hoops time. Well, I guess not officially, but
you know what they say, hoop, there it is.
Hoop, there it is. But we've actually got some action inside Pinnacle Bank Arena coming up on Saturday. Big one, BYU at the exhibition contest. Coach Hoiberg making his first appearance here as we start his well, not quite regularly because November is bonkers and we have still volleyball and football going on, but more regular appearances here on the show. He is making his first one of the season coming up here in just a few minutes, but it's his birthday today, Kyle.
Yes, happy birthday, Coach Hoiberg.
We're going to chat with Coach Hoiberg. Is there any other place you'd rather be on your birthday than here on Sports Nightly in the Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center?
I can tell you it's probably exactly where I'm going to be on my birthday. Yes.
Mine too, on Monday.
I don't think we necessarily have choices to that fact.
Exactly. The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs and the place to be on your birthday. But Akrs is the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Fred Hoiberg up next.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Brent Rucco, Pete Vols, or George Florum in North Platte today.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorseed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Welcome back to Sports Nightly, and we've got basketball action back in Pinnacle Bank Arena coming up this Saturday as Nebraska men's basketball hosts BYU, a top 10 team coming in here in exhibition action at noon on Saturday. And to preview that, to talk about the season, Fred Hoiberg, on your birthday. You want me to start singing happy birthday to you?
Please, if you would. I would.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's game week. Does it feel like it? I feel like we just got back talking from Vegas.
Well, I agree. And the crazy thing about that is that tournament started during the Sweet 16 weekend, so we went all the way through and played, the day before the championship game in the NCAA tournament. So, a short break. And when we started going back in June, when we put this team together, you can start now in the summers. You get 8 weeks with them in 4-hour sessions per week. And I told the guys how quickly it would go. And here we are. We're here already. It flew by the 4 weeks prior in the fall. And then, the 3 weeks we've had of practice so far. So it really has gone fast. And, our guys are really sick and tired of beating on each other. And it just comes to a point where you need to go out and play against other players. And, we got a little bit of a change of scenery, going from Hendricks to PBA, and now we get the opportunity to play against another team and, top 10. And I watched a lot of film. BYU runs a lot of really good stuff. They really shot the ball well last year, but they've got a lot of new faces. And, it starts with A.J. DeMansa, the number one player in the country, will, most likely be the number one pick in the draft next year. Just his athleticism and the force that he plays with has been really fun to watch in one regard, but also a little bit scary, as far as trying to match up with him. But this is going to be a great test, and whatever happens, whatever the outcome, we're going to grow from this and become a better team.
So how have you liked what your team has done up until this point in the preseason? Have they done what they needed to do to be where you want to be normally at this point going into your exhibition games?
Oh, it's a great question. I like the approach that this team, every day that we come in the practice gym, they're ready to go. It's we've had zero distractions with this team. And, when you have a group like that comes ready to compete every day, it really is a luxury for us as coaches and makes our job easier. But you really don't know what you have until you play, and you learn so much about yourself. The first time playing against an opponent is really the most you learn about your team, what you need to work on, what gets exposed. And BYU obviously presents a lot of challenges. And, I've talked to several people that have been at BYU practices, scouts, and that type of thing, and they said they are on a whole different level than anybody else they've seen from an athleticism standpoint. So, it's what we need. And, it's a great opportunity to get out in front of our fans. It's such a different feel for players. I remember that first time in front of the fans, the butterflies. You get tired the first couple times up and down the court. But once you get that second wind and calm down, you can get back to your habits. The biggest message that we've given to our team this week is we don't need to go out and reinvent the wheel. We don't need to go out and try to do things that we haven't done going all the way back to June. And when we keep things simple, when we don't play in a crowd, and we play off 2 feet, and we play under control, we're a pretty darn good team. When we have hand activity defensively, when we hit and play with physicality, that's when we're at our best. And that's what we need to do coming out, starting on Saturday, and sustaining that for the entire season.
So I was going to ask you just about the thought process of scheduling a caliber team like BYU in an exhibition contest. Don't always see that. Really across college basketball, don't always see this kind of high level of a matchup in a game that doesn't really count. What was your thought process in that and scheduling this kind of tough opponent in an exhibition game?
Well, they've changed the rules. You can do more of these now. And, before this probably would have been a closed-door scrimmage.
Yeah.
But, even tomorrow night you see with Creighton hosting Iowa State, and then Purdue's going to go travel on the road, play Kentucky. There's a lot of games like that coming up. And, we just felt it was a really good chance to get out in front of the fans for the first time against a quality opponent like BYU. And then next year we'll return the game to Provo. So we'll get it there. We're expecting about 15,000 in the arena on Saturday. And then when we return the game, there'll be 20,000 at the Marriott Center, which I've played there in that building, and it's a really hard place to play. So it just gives us a chance to get a good home game this year and then go on the road and experience that next season.
So being that it's exhibition, how will you go about, it's probably not going to be a typical game, right? When in terms of lineups and rotations, you're going to probably try to play a lot of different guys, get a lot of guys some experience in this?
Yeah, we will. And I'll say this, our guys, a lot of players have deserved the opportunity to go out there and play. And, listen, every scrimmage that we've had, we've had 4 inter-squad scrimmages. We've had, multiple live drills, obviously, as we've gone through this process, and we've statted everything. So we've got a pretty good collection of data on stats and who's winning, who's on the winning teams. We shuffle lineups a lot. The team that we're going to start, the group that we're going to start on Saturday will be Jamarcus, Kale, Price Sanford, Burkay, and Rink. And then, off the bench, we'll play at least 5, maybe even 6. We may get 11 guys out there, and then we'll shorten it. These 2 exhibition games, obviously, because they don't count, we'll experiment a little bit more, trying to get ready for the regular season.
I was out at practice yesterday, and I've been hearing this from a lot of the guys when I've talked to them throughout the course of the last couple of months, but it doesn't sound like him. From what I saw, does Price Sanford miss?
I hope not. Yeah, he had it going, obviously, that day you were in there. And, we've had a lot of guys that have stepped up. Connor shot the ball extremely well in the preseason. Kendall Blue is really starting to shoot the ball well. Jamarcus has been over 40%. Kale's been over 40%. So, yeah, we've got, I'm forgetting a couple, but Rink obviously being out there, Burkay's shooting the ball well. Obviously none of that matters until you get out there and play against another team and in front of the fans. We're going to play a completely different defense on Saturday than what our guys have gone up against. We're practicing a little bit against what we expect to see. I've talked to Kevin Young, BYU's coach, and we've shared some film and, some of the things that we're going to be doing out there and just some of the rules that we have for Saturday. So we'll see what we got once we play. I mean, this is elite level athleticism that we're playing against, and that can affect shots. Again, we need to trust it. We need to move. We need to continue on with our flow. just to try to create some good high-quality looks. And then defensively, we're going to have to be on point. We're going to have to get back in transition. They will test us, which is awesome because we're going to see that early in our preseason against some very athletic teams.
I know that was an emphasis. You wanted to be able to have, get more consistent shots from the outside and be more efficient from the outside. Has that translated? Have you seen some improvements? I know you has to carry over into games, but even just throughout practices, has this team been better at that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it starts with Rink. When you have a guy out there on the floor, not only that shoots the ball the way Rink can, and, I remember the 6 threes that he hit against Ohio State in Pinnacle Bank Arena 2 years ago, and just has the ability to stretch the floor, but also his ability to pass the ball and get the ball because they have to guard him on the perimeter as opposed to sitting in the middle of the lane, which teams did to us at times last year. And now it opens up cutting, and then the help comes, and that get guys helping off the corner if you keep your spacing right, which is something that we work on every day. But yes, we really wanted to address that. We made, I think, 80 less threes in the regular season a year ago than we did the season before, and a big part of that is getting Rink back healthy and some of the players that we've added.
Is Rink 100% game mode? I mean, sometimes when you come off an injury and you're out for a year, it takes a few games to get back the feel of it, but is he vintage Rink?
He's unrestricted with his activity right now. We were careful in the beginning, and there was a lot of rust to shake off. Mm-hmm. And you've just seen his timing as we've gone through this, how it's improved and how he feels more comfortable out there. He's making more of the plays. And our guys are, figuring out if they cut with pace, with force, with purpose, it's going to give them opportunity to get easy baskets. Casey made a living in the paint playing with Rink. C.J. Wilcher had a lot. Jamarcus, Sam got a lot accomplished playing off Rink. And, so having him out there, it's going to take him still, I think, a while. I said this earlier today, probably the 2 most excited guys to get out there are Rink and Frager.
Yeah.
And Braden Frager. Those guys, to have to sit out for a full year. They haven't played. They have not played against other competition for a full year now. And this gives them, kind of that first step of getting back on the court. And I know both those guys are really pumped up to get out in front of the fans at PBA.
How about Jamarcus Lawrence, and how has he settled back into running the show at the point and being back in this offense and this system?
Yeah, he's doing awesome. I'm really happy for him, and I'm proud of him for how he's grown. In the couple years since we last had him here, I thought his leadership since he's been back here and understanding as the lead guard the responsibility of that, especially as a senior player now in his 4th year in college, and that's another one. I know how excited he is to be back in PBA, and you can just see it. You can see that the smile on his face, and the effort and this pace that he's going out and playing with. So again, all those guys. We wanted Kale in there to provide some stability, and because of the size of BYU, that's the decision that we made for Kale to be out there. He's really done a great job and deserves it. We may start different against Midland, and again, we may start different when we open up against West Georgia on the 3rd. So this is, again, it's just all part of the process. Whatever happens Saturday is going to be a great learning opportunity.
It's funny, the new guys, when they come in, I ask them about Coach Linzer or Nate Linzer, they all laugh, get a chuckle. But defensively, how has how some of the new guys settled into what he likes to do on the defensive end, and how do you like the way that they're playing on the defensive end?
Yeah, we're getting there, and obviously the guys that are returners have a feel for exactly what's expected of them on that side of the ball, and we're just looking for consistency, and it really is a defensive system where all 5 guys have to be on the same page. If you get one guy in the wrong spot, it messes up the entire possession and generally leads to an open layup or a 3. So when we're tied in, when everybody's out there together flying around, we've shown we're a very good defensive team. And this team, as much as any, is going to have to be a systematic defensive team. We're not overly athletic out there on the floor, so everybody's going to have to be in the right spots. Our communication has to be on point. And again, the consistency, that's what we're looking for. And, that's what makes Coach Linzer, to me, one of the best defensive coaches in the country, is his attention to detail, getting the guys in the right spots. And when we're out there on point, we're pretty darn good on that end.
Okay, so what will be the things that you'll be looking for specifically out of this group in that first time together in this exhibition game?
Well, I want to see, obviously, the competitive spirit and the competitive edge that we need to play with. That has to be constant for however long we play this season. And after that, we're looking for unselfishness. We're looking for, players to go out there and make the right play we want our guys hunting shots. We want to take the right ones. And when we've taken good shots, we've had really good practices. We've had certain days where we've over-penetrated and played in a crowd, and that's when we get a little careless with the ball and results in turnovers. So I just, want to see us go out there and do the right thing, fly around defensively, and I want to see our guys have fun. It's a long journey, and the grind that you go through to get to this point, it's here now. And I want to see our guys go out there and enjoy it and have a hell of a year.
So just over 500 tickets left, I'm told, into this one. You guys want a big crowd out there. Why is it so important to have a good showing out there in PBA on Saturday? Yeah,
obviously we did not protect home court as well a year ago as we did the previous season, where we won all 10 of our league games and, I think lost one game the entire season. You have to protect home court in this league. It's so hard to go out and win on the road. And, to have a crowd out there, hopefully we'll put a product on the court that they can be proud of and, be the first to the floor and win the 50-50 battle and be a tough, gritty team. And I think we've got the personnel to do that. So believe me, we appreciate it. We know not all teams in athletic departments have the support that we have. So yes, we want to go out there and hopefully get off to a great start and give our fans something to cheer about.
And you won't be competing against football because they play on Friday night. You're pretty fired up about that Maryland win.
That was awesome. I was pumped up. I just love, special teams and, you win in some, grimy, ugly games at time, which you have to do in this business if you want to be on top. But I love where the team is right now. Coach Rule, obviously, he's as good as any in the business, and, he's got an unbelievable staff, and those players are all bought in, and it's fun to see that pay off.
It's kind of crazy how the basketball and football and the Big Ten, sometimes you just got to slug it out.
100%. And, you've got to win those. And, again, I look at our last two seasons. 2 years ago, we found a way to win those tough, ugly ones sometimes. Last year, we lost at the end of the season those 3 straight one-possession games. And, we got to find a way to get on the other end of that. We're working a ton on special situation type things right now to get ready and put ourselves in position. There's always going to be close games when you get in it. But, yes, the football team's been a great example of going out there and winning one-possession games. And in order to be successful in this league, you have to do it.
All right, great stuff. Thanks so much for being here. On your birthday, happy birthday again. And we'll look forward to seeing you and the guys out there at noon on Saturday against BYU.
Awesome. Thank you.
Again, just a limited number of tickets left. Huskers.com/tickets if you want to be inside Pinnacle Bank Arena on Saturday. The Nebraska Men's Basketball Coaches Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, where people don't have your money has people. We're back with more coming up after this.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
A little more slack.
Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Luxury meets performance at Infiniti of Omaha. Discover power, comfort, and innovation in every Infiniti model. Right now, enjoy special financing and limited time offers, including a $10,000 retail bonus on the 2025 Infiniti QX60. Visit our showroom or browse our inventory online at infinityofomaha.com. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, $299 doc fee due at signing. VIN number SC337401. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. See dealer for details.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. A couple segments left here for us tonight. I just, I know I see this about every coach because I really do appreciate every coach, but I really, really enjoy when we start seeing Amy Williams and Fred Hoiberg in the studio more often, more frequently.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to have them here and have KP and Matt Coatney on the radio. And Saturday's the first radio broadcast this year. You'll be on the television side, so it's good to see all the coaches. And one of my good buddies is Juliana Sibe, who's an assistant coach on the women's staff. So it's a short walk for me to get to a lot of games this year.
So men's coming up this Saturday. Women will be in exhibition action coming up a week from Friday. So we'll have Amy Williams in studio next week to talk women's basketball, but appreciate Coach Hoiberg, and we'll look forward. Again, tickets, huskers.com/tickets, because those tickets, if you want to be there on Saturday, they're pushing for a sellout, and I think just around 500 are left for that one on
500
Saturday.
are left? Okay.
Just around 500, yep.
If I buy 250 and you buy 250, you think we can just get to the sellout now?
I think Jason would approve that expensing.
If it means a sellout and a really cool graphic, I'm in. But no, Husker Nation's going to get it done.
I agree. I wanted to go back to, you had talked a little bit about this in the first segment. It's been something that we've heard Coach Butler talked about yesterday. A lot of people talking about that they're expecting Minnesota to run the football on them. And, I got asked this question this morning, actually with Damon, and I said, well, why would teams try to throw the ball against our secondary? I know they had Maryland had a bigger game against them last week than what they've done, but they've proven that they're really good against the pass. So why wouldn't teams run the football?
Yeah.
That's not like so much. I guess most people go because we haven't been good against the run. To me, it's more so we're so good against the pass.
I think if you have success with the run, it makes it all that much harder in the pass, right? It makes play action a factor. So if you're using just the normal sequencing of how offense should work, you have to establish the run and then eventually you get into the passing game. But that's got to be the thought here. And that's what's interesting about this matchup is it's a Minnesota program and Coach Fleck that likes to run the ball. It's a prototypical physical Big Ten front. They've had a lot of turnover on their offensive line heading into the year, so maybe that has something to do with it. They've had running back issues with Darius Taylor, who's been banged up, missed a couple of games, but he's back in the rotation. I would assume they're going to try and get the run game going at least early on. And now it's going to be up to that front to force them to throw the ball downfield. So I would assume the game plan's got to be a little bit different for Minnesota coming in with the volume that they've had him throw the football, with the success that Nebraska has had, that there's got to be some sort of change in that game plan, but who knows?
It's going to be a fascinating chess match to see how both these teams come out with this matchup. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. What's cool too about this matchup, and Coach Rules talked a lot about it this week, but I've had some interviews yesterday chatting with a few of the guys that have been impacted by cancer. And unfortunately, it hits close to home here with us at the Huskers Radio Network, but within the football program, breast cancer has been something that's really hit home with Coach Rule and his mom and Julie and his mom or her mom. And they reached out to Minnesota, and Minnesota wants to be a part. And so both sides coming together to have a breast cancer awareness game. There's going to be a lot of cool things surrounding this game on Friday night.
Yeah, a lot of great things, and it's such an important message, especially in this month of October, breast cancer awareness month. And it's like you said, there's a lot of people that have been impacted by it, but specifically guys on this Nebraska football team that have an emotional connection to such a terrible disease. So really cool to raise awareness, not just for Nebraska, but both teams getting involved, and they'll have the national stage on Friday night.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. All right, got to get to a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the show here on Sports Nightly in this Wednesday night edition.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75,000 to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Final segment, final few minutes left for Kyle and me here, not just tonight, but for the rest of the week.
I don't like it.
Because, hey, we're traveling tomorrow for the Friday night game, so we'll be, I don't know, probably en route to the hotel or something, but we thought we'll hand things over to Matt Coatney. Nick Hanley normally steps in for us, but it's his son Reese's birthday, so shout out Reese. Happy birthday, Reese.
Happy birthday, Reese.
All the cool people's birthdays here within this next week.
Your birthday's coming up.
Mm-hmm. So,
my birthday's not till May.
Happy birthday, Reese. Happy birthday, Coach Hoiberg. But we appreciate Matt Coatney, so you guys will have two
Is
hours.
Is it Coates' birthday, too?
Well, I don't know. It's not Matt Coatney's birthday, but it might as well be. He's filling in for Sports Nightly. So,
but awesome to have Coat in here hosting Sports Nightly. Maybe give you some a basketball preview or so. I don't want to program his show for him, but it's good to hear him every night. Big Red Reaction does such a great job with all the callers. And shout out to Tommy Armstrong, who hopped in this past week and did Big Red Reaction with Coatney. So we've had a nice cast of people that have helped out, including our main man, Jeremiah Searles. So it's good to have Coat back in the building.
Even though we won't be here for the whole show, we will have our pick segment, so we'll be able to knock that out. That will be tomorrow, so we'll make all of our picks, see how everybody did. I think Josh let go of the lead. So we'll see where everybody stands. And we'll have Coatney announce. So I'll make sure Camden passes along or somebody lets Coatney to announce the chat picks. Because I think I've slacked on that the last couple of weeks. So we'll make sure Coatney is the star of the show and announces the weekly chat winners.
He's got it. He's got it down. I'll just say this, and I'm not brash or whatever, but when it comes to the picks, I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
Just let people know. I'm coming.
Maybe you should win more than 1 week in a row before you start talking.
Florida's not on the picks this week, right, Josh? So that means
you quit every week except for this week. So I think we probably just need to be consistent on you wanting to participate until you start saying you're winning.
I'm ready to go this week. I'm ready to participate. We'll see how it goes, and I might quit again.
I know people aren't happy about this, that we're going to have competing sports going on at the same time on Friday night. Husker volleyball will also be on the air 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock for the pregame show with John Baylor and Lauren Cook-West as they take on Michigan State. So we'll have both those. It'll be a busy Huskers Radio Network Center on Friday night, and then Husker volleyball back on Sunday with Michigan at 1 o'clock. And Michigan's a really good team. They're not taking this weekend lightly, and then they have to turn right around and play Michigan again. So these two Michigan teams, they've played pretty close together, but a couple of road games for Husker volleyball, and they've got it rolling.
Get out on the road, and it's always tough to, whether it's football, volleyball, basketball, doesn't matter the sport. It's always hard to win on the road. But this team seems ultra locked in to see what they did at Purdue, what they've done at Penn State. Doesn't seem whether it's at Devaney or on the road. This team plays at an extremely high level.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll talk to you on Friday night from Minnesota. Thanks for listening.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
At Woodhouse Honda, we've got the perfect vehicle for every lifestyle. Shop the full Honda lineup and take advantage of limited time offers happening now. Lease the 2025 Honda Ridgeline Sport for $249 a month for 36 months and 10,000 miles per year. Visit us in-store off Highway 281 in Grand Island or online at woodhousehonda.com. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, security deposit waived, $6,500 due at signing, plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number GH250128. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. See dealer for details.
At Hoegemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields. With the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hoegemeyer products at therightseed.com.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License